Yeah, you know what? That's it. Business as usual, right? Business as freaking usual. The Vancouver Canucks, in their second half of a back-to-back, went from Madison Square Garden to the Island, playing off against the New York Islanders, against their former captain in Bo Horvat, and on a night where they should have been gassed. On a night with such little travel, coming off of 2 straight victories against the Devils and the Rangers, the Vancouver Canucks were gonna play off against the best defensive group of these 3. And you know what they say? Defense wins championships, right? When it comes to the Islanders, sure, their defensive game kept Vancouver at bay for a little bit, but ultimately it's the Vancouver Canucks and their own defense who's able to come out here and steal the show. 5-2 is the win here for Vancouver against the Islanders, with 3 of these goals coming from Vancouver defensemen. This is a record-setting, record-breaking kind of game because as Vancouver ends up winning, let's just go over to the standings real quick. They are literally first in the NHL at the time of recording this audio. 57 points, 41 games played. The Jets have 56 points, the Bruins have 55. However, that is going to change because the Winnipeg Jets, at the time of recording this audio, they have a pretty big lead on the Columbus Blue Jackets. There's 10 minutes left in the third period. It's 5-0 Winnipeg. So the Jets are going to win their game. They're going to leapfrog back to first overall over Vancouver, and that's fine. I mean, the fact is, there are 2 Canadian teams at the top of the league, and for Boston, they're playing right now against the Arizona Coyotes too, and that game is 1-0 Bees. So both the Bruins and the Jets have good opportunities at winning their games, but because the Canucks game started a little bit earlier than both of those, and because the Canucks got the win, they're technically first. But that's not really the angle we're going to focus on here. What we also wanted to focus on was the fact that Vancouver has matched their individual franchise record for most wins within the team's first 41 games. They're at 41 now on the year, so that's halfway. They've got 27 wins. The last time they did this, the only other time they did this, was in 2010-2011, a year that a lot of Canucks fans just can't seem to remember what happened at the very end of it, but we remember that they did win the President's Trophy as the NHL's best team. Vancouver is an absolute wagon, and the scoring against Long Island gets started out by one of their most valuable defensemen they have acquired in the past year. Filip Hronek gets his 3rd on the season on a beautiful play where eventually it's Michkov and Garland who are cycling it around the net. It finds itself back over to Hronek. He takes the shot. It's blocked. The Canucks get it back. A little bit more passing is made there. Michkov takes a shot. It's fanned on, and Hronek picks up the rebound and goes right over the shoulder of Ilya Sorokin. 1-0 Vancouver, making it look easy. And then just 2 minutes later, you have yourselves Quinn Hughes scoring probably the best goal he's scored in his career so far. Unassisted goal. The Canucks keep the puck in. It's a very good hustle by Elias Pettersson. The Islanders eventually get the puck on the side, and it's Quinn Hughes who picks it up down low. He squeaks out to the half boards, kind of stops, does a little bit of a pivot, shoulder checks his way to the middle, and just fires a shot right by Ilya Sorokin. Sorokin didn't even see the puck. Quinn Hughes just completely does whatever he wants in the offensive zone, and the Islanders give him that space. That's his defenseman league-leading 11th goal on the season for Captain Quinn, and it puts the Canucks up 2-0. Just a brilliant showcase right there. Now, the Islanders, they had 11 shots in the first period. Shots on goal were 11-11 in the first 20 minutes, but in the second period, the Islanders just completely stopped shooting. They had 4 shots on goal in the second period. Vancouver had 17. And the first goal of the period is scored halfway through when the Vancouver Canucks are able to take advantage of one of the multiple great shifts that they had in the Islanders zone. It's Filip Hronek who sends a centering pass out in front. The puck gets bobbled around. The Islanders try to clear it out, but Hronek on the back check steals it, and Elias Pettersson takes over. Petey on a mini 2-on-1 goes cross-crease around the defender. It's Scott Mayfield, I believe, right to JT Miller, but then Miller goes quick one-time pass back to Petey. It's a double cross-crease play and a dagger on Ilya Sorokin. He cannot stop this one. Vancouver gets 3 goals in a row. This Pettersson Pettersson goal, 20th on the season, assisted by Miller and Hronek. Just a beautiful showcase of patience, skill, and talent. My goodness, just the poise this forward core was able to show on that goal. And of course, the back check by Hronek is what started it all. And the Canucks had a commanding 3-0 lead at this point in the game. He then had the Canucks go to the penalty box, the sin bin. Unfortunate penalty there taken by Teddy Blueger, and the Islanders capitalize. It's a beautiful cross-crease play. Palmieri gets it in front. He goes across to Brock Nelson, who makes no mistake on the one-time feed. Beautiful pass, too. Behind the back, no look, backhander. Just a great little play there. And, of course, you'd probably like to see more offense like that if you are an Islanders fan, because the team has been kind of lacking in scoring goals this season. So, just seeing that they have the talent, getting Nelson on the board, they kind of needed that one there. So 3-1 is the score with this Brock Nelson marker. But that's not the last laugh in the second period, because you finally have yourselves what is probably one of the funniest goals we have seen in a while. And it's not funny because of the way it was scored, it was funny because of who scored it. Connor Garland and Teddy Blueger free the puck up on the Canucks blue line, and it's Tyler Myers who ends up taking it and streaking down the right side. Myers comes in over the Islanders blue line, and he just absolutely hammers a slap shot on the rush. It beats Sorokin far side. You could debate that's probably not a goal that you want to see Sorokin give up, slap shots on the rush, especially from Tyler Myers of all people. Definitely not the most ideal goal to be giving, but either way, Myers gets on the board. That is his third goal on the season, just like Filip Hronek. So Hronek, Hughes, and Myers each getting goals in this one, with the third line, Connor Garland and Blueger, getting the assists. Such a great showcase of diversity from this Vancouver Canucks lineup. In the third, the Islanders and Canucks just kind of went passive mode. Like, honestly, this was a really boring third period. Not too many chances, not too many shots, but there are 2 goals scored. First one is by Brock Nelson. He gets his second goal on the game. He picks the puck up and shoots it. It's kind of off of Brock Besser's stick, so I don't want to say it's entirely DeSmith's fault. It kind of took a weird bounce as the puck was shot, but either way, Nelson made things interesting, bringing the lead within 2, but then once the Islanders pulled the goaltender, it was immediately stolen by Dakota Joshua, and he finds the empty net. So that is Joshua's second empty net goal on this little road trip. He scored the empty netter against New Jersey too. That's his 11th goal on the season. Honestly, things like this, these are going to get Dakota Joshua paid, and we're not talking about this yet in all the videos, but this guy is expiring, so he will need a new contract, and based off of how he's playing, how he's performing, and the numbers, this guy could legitimately go out there and price himself out of Vancouver in the same way that you could say that Bo Horvat ended up doing. So for Vancouver, this game honestly was more business as usual than, let's say, yesterday's game against the Rangers. That one from last night was a lot more exciting, I feel. This one, especially towards the third period, was a lot more boring, but Vancouver just showcasing their skill and their unyielding desire to force things to go their way. This was a great game for them, and for an Islander squad that has really needed to get more out of a lot of their players, this was just not a good matchup for them. Even the Islanders broadcast was just kind of praising the Canucks over and over again, and the Islanders fans that I was seeing, just kind of scrolling through their subreddit, seeing what they had to say about this game, they were not really too happy with the way they showed up tonight. So for Vancouver, honestly, very good game, just straightforward. They did what they needed to do, got a lot of goals. Sure, you could say that there were some penalties the Canucks should have capitalized on. They had a 5-on-3 for a little bit, but still, they got the result they wanted. They have themselves the Pittsburgh Penguins and Sidney Crosby up on Thursday, which is going to be great because the Penguins have been on a tear lately. Erik Karlsson has gotten back up to a point-per-game metric from the past little while, so this is going to be a pretty good test. Superstar, high-end star power. This is going to be a different kind of challenge, especially for a team that has struggled and is clawing their way back like the Pittsburgh Penguins are. So, if you're a Canucks fan, let me know your thoughts in the comment section about the defense winning championships here. Hronek, Hughes, and Myers each getting goals against a Long Island squad that just didn't have the chops to keep up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.